I sat alone in the dimly lit living room, the soft glow of a flickering candle dancing on the coffee table. Shadows clung to the corners of the room, making everything feel just a little colder, a little lonelier. The silence pressed in on me, heavy and unrelenting, broken only by the rhythmic tapping of rain against the window pane. Darcy, my husband, had been gone for months now, but the pain of his absence still felt fresh, raw, like a wound that refused to close. Grief didn't care about time. It lingered, it haunted, especially at night, when the world quieted and memories crept into every space, reminding me of what I had lost. The empty side of the bed, the silence where his laugh used to be, the echoes of our life together. It all hurt more when the darkness settled in. A sudden knock shattered the stillness, making my heart leap in my chest. I froze, staring at the door as if it might open itself. It took me a moment to move, to peel myself off the couch and cross the room. When I opened the door, rain poured down around the figure standing there, broad-shouldered, dark-eyed, and completely soaked. Malik, Darcy's best friend. His brother in every way but blood. He hadn't come around since the funeral. I hadn't expected to see him again. Not like this. Not tonight. I had to come, he said softly, his voice barely audible over the rain. I've been thinking about you. Wordlessly, I stepped aside to let him in. He shrugged off his wet coat, revealing a damp white shirt clinging to his frame. His eyes scanned the room, lingering for a moment on the framed photos of Darcy and me on the mantel. You holding up okay? He asked, the concern in his voice genuine. I forced a smile. I tell people I am. It's easier than explaining the truth. He nodded, sighing as he ran a hand over his short, cropped hair. Yeah, I get that. I lost him too, you know. He sat on the couch and I joined him, wrapping my arms around myself as if that could somehow hold me together. We sat in silence, but it wasn't awkward. It was filled with shared understanding, the kind that doesn't need words. Then Malik reached for the bottle of whiskey on the table, poured 2 glasses, and handed me one. To Darcy, he said. To Darcy, I echoed, our glasses clinking quietly. The liquor burned my throat, but I welcomed the warmth. Malik leaned back, his arm resting along the back of the couch. His gaze never left me. You know, Darcy always talked about you. Every time we met, it was you. How lucky he was, how much he loved you. Hearing his name out loud made my chest tighten, but Malik's words didn't sting. They were filled with warmth, with truth. I miss him, I whispered. I know, he replied gently. I miss him too. There was something different in his voice, something deeper, more vulnerable than I'd ever heard before. Malik, always the strong one, always the protector, looked tired, like grief had etched itself into him too, but he'd never let anyone see it. I wasn't expecting anyone tonight, I murmured. I wasn't planning to come, he admitted, but I couldn't stop thinking about you, about how quiet this place must feel now. I turned my face away, blinking back tears. It was easier to let others think I was coping, but inside I was drowning. You don't have to do this alone, Malik said quietly. I looked at him. Really looked, the way his eyes didn't waver when they met mine, the steadiness in his voice. It was something I hadn't felt in a long time. I was being seen, and not as someone broken, but as someone surviving. Stay a while, I said before I could second-guess myself. A soft smile tugged at his lips. I was hoping you'd say that. He poured another drink, his movements slow and deliberate. I watched him, how the candlelight played across his features, how he looked so different now. Or maybe I was the one seeing him differently. I remember the first time Darcy introduced me to you, he said suddenly. We were at that little cafe downtown. You were so nervous. I laughed, the sound surprising me. He'd told me so much about you. I felt like I had to impress his best friend. Malik chuckled. You didn't have to. I knew right away why he adored you. His words made something flutter inside me. I shifted on the couch, becoming aware of how close we were. His presence was comforting, solid. It had been so long since I'd felt anything but emptiness. And now there was something else. You and Darcy were inseparable, I said, needing to ground myself. Like brothers, he replied, his tone dipping. Losing him, it broke something in me, but I can't even imagine what it did to you. It feels like a part of me died with him, I said honestly. But you're still here, Malik said, his voice soft but firm. The way he looked at me, like I was more than just someone grieving, made my breath catch. How do you keep going? I asked. He exhaled, eyes distant. I tell myself that if Darcy were here, he'd want me to live. Really live. His words hit something deep inside me. People had tried to comfort me before, but their words felt hollow. Malik's didn't. His felt like truth. You're stronger than you think, he said. I don't feel strong. But you are, I see it. There was something in his voice, in his gaze, that made me feel seen in a way I hadn't been since Darcy died, and I didn't want to hide from it. We talked for hours about childhood stories, about misadventures he and Darcy had gotten into. I laughed, really laughed, and it felt strange but good, like I was coming back to myself. I've missed this, I admitted, missed feeling like me. You deserve to feel that way, Malik said, and his voice was so sincere that it sent a shiver through me. A silence settled between us again, this time thick with something else, something unspoken. I became aware of the space between us, how little of it there was. It's late, I said quietly. Do you want me to go? I hesitated. I should have said yes, but I didn't want to. No, I said softly. His expression changed, subtle, but there. Relief, maybe even hope. I'll stay, he said. The air shifted. His hand brushed mine, warm and steady. I didn't pull away. I feel guilty, I whispered. For what? For feeling okay, even for a moment. Malik was quiet for a second. Then he said, Darcy wouldn't want you to live in sadness forever. He'd want you to find happiness again. But it feels like betrayal. It's not, he said. You think I don't feel guilty too? Every time I smile, I wonder if I should. But I remember, life doesn't stop because someone we love is gone. His words unlocked something I hadn't realized I'd buried. I looked at him again, really seeing him, not as Darcy's friend, but as someone who had been beside me all along. You're easy to talk to, I said. He smirked. That's a polite way of saying, I don't shut up. I laughed again. Number, I mean it. You actually listen. He reached for my hand and held it gently. You're allowed to feel again, he whispered, and for the first time in so long, I let myself believe it. I don't know if I'm ready, I said. That's okay, Malik replied. I'm not asking you to be. Just know you're not alone. I took a deep breath. Darcy would hate this. He smiled sadly. Maybe, but he'd hate seeing you like this more. Alone, hurting. I nodded, the tears finally falling, not from pain, but from relief. What if I don't know how to move forward, I asked. Then we figure it out together. I looked into his eyes, my heart pounding, not with fear, but with something else. Stay with me, I said, and he didn't hesitate. Always.